The divorce left me numb. Until I met this man, who made me feel loved again. Now I'm moving in with him, but my ex-husband suddenly becomes jealous. So, as I posted before, I've been going through a lot at home. I have anxiety, and my husband doesn't know how to cope with it. Now, I believe he simply doesn't want to cope. We visited my doctor together so he could understand a little bit about the situation, generalized anxiety disorder and depression. Terrible idea. He criticized me all the time, blamed me for not getting better, and at the end said he didn't believe we could work out anymore. Yes, he said that to my doctor, who was trying to make him understand how GAD and depression are affecting me. At the end, I was crying, and he was angry at me and at the doctor. He insisted I took him to couples therapy without his consent. The next day, I asked him the question I posted. When he couldn't answer if he still loved me, I removed my wedding ring and said we were done. I couldn't be with someone who couldn't answer this simple question. More than a decade together, and that's how he answered me. He apologized, cried, and said he doesn't love me anymore. My anxiety has destroyed his feelings for me. I'm heartbroken but relieved because I couldn't spend my energy on this relationship when clearly I was the only one fighting for it. At least now, I know it's over. However, I feel lonely since I will have to fight this mental disorder all by myself. Family lives far away. I must get better for my children and me. I cannot move out right now, nor can he. We will have 2 different bedrooms while sharing the house. We will also talk to a mediator in order to organize the separation while I'm fighting against GAD and depression. I hope it's going to help. We have the kids, and they don't know yet how to tell them. I feel like I failed this family, and I'm afraid I will end up getting worse. Tell me how you coped with all of this if you went through a similar situation in your past. I need some hope. Thanks for reading. Update 1. Hello, you all. First of all, thanks for the kind messages and PM I received. I cannot thank you guys enough. I just want to make an update and also vent a little bit. So, after the decision to get separated, things got better at home. I believe that a weight has been removed from our shoulders, so we had almost no arguments. We were being kind to one another, and my anxiety got better, as well as my depression. Things were so good that we made the mistake of sleeping together. That gave me lots of hope. Maybe we would find our way back together. After that, we talked. I told him we could not repeat that. I still have feelings for him, so it would hurt me a lot if the sex meant nothing to him. We had a mediation session, and tears were all over. We agreed he would no longer hug me when I left in the morning. The mediator said we had to cut those physical connections to avoid repeating the same mistake. Also, he would clear his office, which would become my new bedroom. It was difficult, but we cut off the hugs after a couple of days. He, on the other hand, asked for the day off at work. I thought it would be to clean the office, but no. Later he told me he has an internal fight. He didn't want the separation, but he believed that it was necessary because we were not happy together. I reminded him he is the one who doesn't love me anymore and that I am unhappy due to my depression. A couple of days later, we were discussing something, and messages kept popping up on my phone. It was a Reddit male friend, call X, who has the same name as a friend, call Z, I have over here. This same day, I would go to a party where Z would be attending. My ex got a bit uncomfortable and asked me if Z and I were flirting. I said no and explained that the messages were from X, who lives in another country. He was clearly jealous, and when I returned from the party, my ex tried to have sex with me, which I denied. The next day, we talked about that, and I asked him about his feelings. I assured him I was not interested in other people. Also, once again, we could not have sex if he didn't love me anymore. I asked him if he was unsure about his feelings, but he said he was just horny, nothing else. I felt so disrespected. He knew about my feelings and tried having sex with me because he was horny. The next days, I kept sending him photos of the new furniture I would need to buy for my new room. I was asking him for some advice regarding the size of them. None of them was good. Too big, too small, too expensive. After that, I reminded him that he needed to clean the office. I told him that sharing a room was making things difficult for me. So, I asked him if he was having second thoughts because he was delaying it, plus he was having issues with every suggestion I made regarding the furniture. He didn't even think twice before answering. Nah, I am just being lazy. You're complicating things. He suggested I could clean it myself. I reminded him that this was his job and that we had agreed on that during the mediation. Yeah, this super sincere answer hurts, but now we are back to arguments. Again, he does not accept my emotions and gets angry or rude to me anytime I say something he doesn't like. Sometimes I feel like he deliberately confuses me so I don't move on. Update 2. Just a quick update. We had a mediation session earlier this week. I spoke about the mixed signals he sent me, how they confused me and gave me hope. The mediator said exactly what you guys said. There is no coming back now. You made your decision clear, Ben, my ex. Can you see how you make her feel? It is not helpful. He cried and apologized to me. After the session, I had a very depressive episode where I couldn't stop crying. He put me in bed, gave me my medicine, and stayed with me until I fell asleep. This same night, he started cleaning the office. Yesterday, he went to the store to get my new mattress, so I didn't have to wait for delivery nor do it by myself. He also measured the things I needed and helped me with everything related to the new furniture. I think reality wasn't hitting him so deep down as it was supposed to be. Our next step will be the worst one: to tell the kids what's going on. I already prepared notes to send to their teachers and got a therapist in case they need someone to talk to. Once again, thanks for the kind messages and suggestions. I feel much better now. Update 3. Hello again. My ex said something a while ago regarding a lost friendship, and I would like to use this metaphor over here. This separation feels like grieving without a body to grieve on. I have to go through all the mourning phases, as if I have lost something. I did lose my emotional support, my confidant, and who I used to lean on. I am learning how to walk alone again, and it hurts a lot. However, I am fine. It does not hurt as much as before, and I feel less lost. I denied. I got angry, then tried to bargain. I got more depressed and hurt, but finally, I arrived at acceptance. Each stage had its own time. I needed help to get over each one of them. I am not ready to date anyone, but I am having a blast getting to know new people. My ex, on the other hand, is having a hard time. He cried a lot last week, got angry, tried to annul the separation, and get back together. He asked me to change my passwords so he would not give in to the desperation to check my phone. I tried to help him because I am like that. I love him. He is part of my life and my kid's dad. I cannot leave him suffering. So I offered him some help, some support. But also, I respected my limits, my boundaries, and I didn't betray my process. I didn't let him kiss me, but I gave him a hug when he needed it. I was able to separate each feeling because I was being his friend, not his wife anymore. And I was able to do that without jeopardizing my progress of acceptance. Now I sleep better, I can concentrate on my job, tell friends about my separation, and feel that my anxiety and depression are getting better. I am helping him as much as I can, but I accept that the separation is necessary at the moment. I accept that we might get back together in the future or not. I am not anxious about it right now. I am accepting the present and the past and hoping for a better future. And for the first time in months, I told my therapist that in a couple of months, I might be able to reduce the dose of my medication. There is hope. There is a light at the end. We just need to accept that everything takes its own time. Update 4. Hello. It's been a while, but so much has happened that I don't even know what to think about it. So, I decided to come here and tell you all about it. Please, you can judge me if you feel like it. So, I went to a birthday party with some friends, and I met someone. Let's call him Nate. He is very nice, has a beautiful smile, and is also divorced. His ex told him she didn't love him anymore and asked for the divorce. But there is a problem. He used to be my ex's coworker. So, during the party, he and I talked a lot due to so much in common. My friend reminded me we were both single, and we were definitely enjoying each other's company. The party was amazing, and I was drinking a lot, so I decided I would stay for the night at my friend's house. I was sitting on the floor when Nate came to sit close to me with a gorgeous smile. I felt like 1,000 butterflies were in my stomach. We were laughing, talking, and he was sitting very, very close to me. Suddenly, he tried to kiss me, but I said no. I totally freaked out. I invited him outside so we could talk away from people. I said I thought that being with him would be a bad idea due to my ex, Ben, knowing him. When his ex asked for the divorce, he was very sad and told my ex about it. They were not friends, but they could have been. Nate told me he was really into me, complimented my beauty and my smile, and held my hand. We were both drinking a lot, so I just gave in and kissed him back. And it was amazing. I was not checking my phone, and Ben was trying to reach out to check if I was really okay. I usually don't drink to the point I cannot drive or take an Uber. So, Ben contacted my friend to ask if I was okay. So, my friend texted me to let me know what was going on since she knew I was with Nate. She told Ben I was with her, sleeping. When I came home in the morning, he started asking me questions. Where I was, who I was with. I told him I didn't have to answer him, it was my privacy. So, I found out he checked all my social media accounts and messages, read all my private messages with my friend, and wrote nasty things to her due to her lie. He also reached out to Nate and said nasty things to him too. He said they were friends and that Nate had betrayed him. Furthermore, he used a fake account, as a sexy girl, to message a guy he thought I was with. Ben said I acted like a 20-year-old girl who had no responsibilities nor kids because I came back in the morning. I felt terrible after that. I knew my kids were safe with him, but maybe he is right. He said I need to grow up and not go out drinking again like a young girl. It is not the first time he has told me that. Ben cried all day long, asked me to come back to him, to try again, and that he didn't want to lose me. I told him I didn't believe in his love at all, but he swore he truly loved me and that he was mistaken. I met Nate a couple of days later to apologize for Ben's reactions. Nate told me things I didn't remember at all. Alcohol. According to him, I called myself too old to make out with someone, not attractive due to some white hairs and a mother's body, and that I didn't deserve his compliments. Nate was gentle and kind to me and said how much he wanted to spend time with me again. He made me feel beautiful and attractive again, and not too old. Nate will be away for 2 months now. He texted me a couple of times, and we saw each other again before his departure. He said he understands this is all new to me and too soon, but that he would like to take me on a date when he comes back. I, on the other hand, feel like being with him is wrong, very wrong, and sleeping with or going on a date is even worse. Update 5. First of all, thank you all for the kind messages, tips, and concerns. It is amazing how strangers can mean so much. I will try to summarize as much as I can since a lot has happened. Myself. I am much better now, and I am able to see things I couldn't before. I feel much better now, psychologically speaking, and next week I will visit my doctor. I still have some bad days, depression, but in general, I believe I am almost over it. Ben causes me lots of anxiety, and we had some harsh talks about that. No, I haven't moved out yet. Unfortunately, I currently live in a place where rents are increasing way too much. I cannot afford a place where I could live with my kids. But since we have a counselor, we are setting some strong boundaries. Ben. Last month, he decided to self-medicate himself for depression. Crazy, I know. He got an old prescription that was still valid and decided to go back to the medication without talking to the doctor. Now he says he understands my anxiety and depression and begged me for a second chance. I said no. I have realized how much he tried to manipulate me in the past and lots of gaslighting signs. He said bad things about Nate, tried to access my phone, changed my passwords twice this month, and made me feel suffocated, extremely haunted. He even used a fake profile to flirt with some guy friends of mine he was jealous of. I could not believe it. I made myself clear about my limits and boundaries. This is not the man I fell in love with. Nate. We have been talking every other day. We might see each other this Friday, a day after he is back. He is always very sweet and understanding, so he told me this. I want to see you no matter what we're doing together. So, no pressure regarding sex, lol. He knows I am not ready for a serious relationship right now, and neither is he. We agreed that we are living in the present and whatever comes with it, we will handle it. I told him about my diagnosis and how things are complicated for me right now. Now, something really, really creepy. What are the chances Ben and Nate share the same birthday? My friend, who believes in astrology, said this is a bad sign. I don't believe in those things. Story 2. I thought I had forgiven my husband for cheating on me until I fell in love with someone else. Throwaway and fake names for obvious reasons. Also, apologies for the strange phrasings. Writing is not my strongest suit. I, 34, female, have been with my husband Will, 38, male, for 10 years, married for 7. We have a child, 5, male. 4 years ago, I found out he was having an affair. A story as old as time itself, the classic signs were all there. Distant long work hours, smiling at his phone, etc. So one day after he went to bed, I checked his phone and found out it was the fresh graduate, female, 23 at that time, that joined his company the previous year. From the messages, it was both an emotional and physical affair that had been going on for at least 6 months. The cheap hotel sex was hard to read about, but what was worse was how emotionally connected he was, calling each other nicknames, doing things that were historically our things. No, it was too much. I took all screenshots, packed bags for my kid and me, called my brother to come pick me up from my parents' house, and when my brother was here, I woke my husband to tell him I was leaving. By the end of the week, I had already had a consultation with the lawyer. There was no going back. For the next 2 years, yes, years, not months, my husband tried relentlessly to win me back. He did everything, and he did everything right. Begging and groveling, Said he was blinded by the attention he got, cut off the girl immediately, switched jobs within 2 months, booked counseling sessions that he begged me to attend, made progress in counseling, read books, you name it. He was visiting our son almost every day after work and on weekends. When he wasn't here, he would text me where he was and also shared his location. I saw genuine and consistent change and remorse in him, and after 6 months, me and the baby moved back in with him. Things did get better and better every day for the next 1.5 years until we reached the normal state that we are at now. I can't explain why or what it is, but during the last 4 years, I feel like I have been in an emotional limbo. Things are normal, as I said. We go on dates, have sex, have family, just like before. But I feel emotionally detached from him. Like I can't be all in. I know I have forgiven him, and now I don't even think about the affair every day, nor do I have any reason to doubt him anymore, but I also don't feel this love for him like before. He seems to think we are back to our old relationship, but I feel like we are very friendly roommates that smile and wave and just go with the flow. I thought this was my new reality, and I was never going to get the old me back until I met Jake. I met Jake, 35, male, about a year ago on our local subreddit. He posted about a hobby we share, and I commented. It's a rather uncommon hobby, so not many people have an interest in it. Then DM, chit-chat, and such. The first month was nothing but talk of this hobby. Then we slowly started to get to know each other. He is a widower, and I told him I have a family. We met a few times for coffee after work and for the hobby. Yes, my husband knows that I am meeting this new friend Jake for the hobby. He doesn't know I found Jake on Reddit. I don't know how to word it properly, but I am finally happy, and back to my old self, and the reason for that is Jake. We have fallen for each other over the last year and have confessed our feelings for each other. I never thought I would feel this way again, and yet here I am. We have never done anything physical, only met in public, but this is certainly emotional infidelity towards my husband. On one hand, I understand that emotions are not rational and it is my husband's doing that we are here, but on the other hand, I feel extremely guilty because he has been trying so hard to reconcile. I also feel so angry at him these days for putting me in this position. Also, in the middle of all this, I am in pain that I can't be with Jake and am shackled to my married life. Jake says he understands my duties as a mother and would never ask me to do anything I didn't want to, but he was there for me and my kid if I wanted. I don't know why I made this post. Maybe to clear my head. What do I do? Where do I go from here? Do I torpedo my marriage and all the hard work we have put into reconciliation to pursue a fling with someone I just met that may or may not turn into anything serious? Do I wipe him out and go back to whatever limbo of a marriage that I have left and just suck it up? Update: I made a post here in early January about my husband's affair and subsequently my emotional affair. It's in my profile. The TLDR of that is that my husband cheated years ago, we worked on reconciliation and moved on, or so I thought, until I met someone else a year ago that made me realize I have not healed as well as I thought, and I fell for this new man. Thank you to everyone who read it and commented, most of which were surprisingly supportive. I don't know why I even made the original post. I guess I was feeling really down around Christmas and New Year's and just wanted to vent and even have someone talk some sense into me. But Redditors have helped me see things more clearly, and I am grateful to you for that. A lot has happened since then, but if you don't want to read it all, here's the summary. I have started the divorce proceedings with my husband and we're working out the legalities. I don't know where I stand with Jake. First, answers to some FAQ. Yes, we both have jobs and financial independence. Is my husband still cheating on me? Well, I honestly couldn't say. But based on the data I have on hand, his behavior, his phone activity, involvement with the kid and myself, time accounted for, no work travels or anything, I am fairly certain he's not. But who knows if he's a master manipulator. The hobby that we share is fairly niche, and I don't want to reveal it in case someone identifies us. We have made other friends there too. But it's nothing sporty or physical. Think more like pottery or painting, although they're not niche. Some people asked why I haven't given any thought to my son in all this. I think they're missing the point. Firstly, what relevant info could I post about him? And secondly, why do you think I reconciled with my husband? Certainly not for me. Whatever we decide, our son will be our priority and well taken care of. I'll keep him out of this post too. On to the update. I read all the comments and all that was said here, and finally had the courage to admit that yes, this was a sham marriage. I was not proud of my own actions, but I had to go. A few days after I posted, I went no contact with Jake. I told him I couldn't do this right now, this wasn't me, and more importantly, I needed to focus on my mess. I don't know what the future holds, but for now, we'd have to stop. He said he understood and supported my decision and would be here if I ever wanted to reach out. That's the end of that. In the meantime, I disclosed some of this to my closest friends and family. They all supported me and have been there for me. My best friend also helped me plan and process all this, find a lawyer, go to appointments, etc. I have been strategizing the legal aspects for the last couple of months. About 2 weeks ago, I had a sit down with my husband and asked him for a divorce. It wasn't pretty. He was surprised, desperate, sad, and angry. A lot was said, some of which I am not proud of. He begged me to work on it, was surprised when I brought up his affair, and was angry that I led him on for 4 years, to which I asked him if he was sad because he missed out on his chance with the affair partner. Because let's face it, cheaters beg for their partner, and when the partner turns them down, they go right back to the affair partner, as if they had a backup plan all along. This hurt him a lot, and I shouldn't have said it, but I've been thinking about it for 4 years. I told him all about Jake as well, but made it clear that regardless of that, I'll be leaving. I just couldn't trust him anymore. I was at my lowest point during a very difficult pregnancy and birth, all of which he was there for. He saw me struggle to breastfeed the baby, suffer from sleep deprivation, go through all of this. Instead of supporting his wife and son, how did he have the time to go have an affair? I can't wrap my head around it. He has been sleeping in the guest room since then. We have had many conversations since then, and I think he is finally getting around to accepting that it's over. He'll move out this weekend. We've agreed to keep things civil, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you for taking the time to read it. Keep me in your prayers. Good night.